I like it. We've thought about it a couple of times.
Right.
We reposted it.
You know, knowing that, maybe I
Posted
would
it
just,
on the flyer to either
just enjoy some of
contact
that.
you by email
There's
or
a
call the library, so we got more
Iowa
response.
Yeah, we'll do a simple adult, heart saver class.
a lot of times they would.
Okay.
We're planning that, so it's just gonna be a matter
Different
of,
groups would come in and bring their.
Get us recertified now.
yeah, I've got,
And it was, you know, the city.
I have to take care of my recertification
You pay
first.
one price.
Colleen's gonna take care of hers, so I'm working on that. Once that's done, then I gotta work on the department, get them squared away, and then I'll work on staff, so.
Thank you.
I'm thinking May,
I don't care.
somewhere around
Just
there.
that it's gonna happen.
I
I'm
think
really
just
glad.
a little bit of each.
Yeah,
We
sorry
may
I
do it
couldn't help
sooner.
out, I tried.
Yeah.
We may,
John Ludwig.
we may do it
So those
sooner,
women know how to
so
talk.
it all depends.
Yeah.
The guy with
Okay,
the
just,
inspection.
I'll keep you know, and then I'll tell the staff that I think
Yes.
someone did it.
I think that's Bill Bronk and,
It's just, we did have one incident last year where a guy fell.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great
Luckily,
hair.
That's Bill
Yeah,
Brown.
you guys
Yeah.
yeah.
But he does it sometimes too.
It's just an average.
You'd have to have this chief. I don't remember.
Alright, that's,
Steve. Steve is his name.
There's different parts of Dakota that have pretty good hunting there, in North Dakota. Yeah. See? They're pretty, yeah, Mike's not coming. Thought Naomi wanted to be here too. We'll wait for Elena to get back. Did you turn the camera on, Tony?
It is.
Okay. We approved this before, but I guess I need to sign it or something. But we did that last year. I don't know. Was it adopted last? Yeah. Just a minute. Oh, was it table? Yeah, there's six. Oh.
Notes I had, and it was everything was approved with the ordinance. And what I had written down.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, it looks like it was table. And I know we talked about table.
All right, go.
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. We will call this board meeting to, we'll start off the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we are called to order and pledge and roll call. Tony?
Present.
Larry? Present. Mike Monzel is excused. Of course, Attorney Mike is here. And Tracy?
Here?
Mike?
Here.
Elena and myself here, so. All right, any public comments? No? No public comments? Okay, well, we'll move on, and Eric has requested to go first, I hope that's okay. And then he needs to leave.
good evening.
Steven?
We had a busy month at the cemetery. We had 5 burials. On top of the 5 burials, we also sold 5 new plots. As I've said to you before, we need to do something with expansion of the cemetery to the west. I did find a YouTube video that has a cemetery in it that's got high power lines running off of it. We're trying to get the location on that, but there may be some ammunition in our pocket. Had a resident on Edgewood and Wind Drive call, the truck went through the storm sewer grading. And the storm sewer grading is not on the road, it's way off to the side. How they managed to do that, I don't know. We ordered a piece, it should be here shortly. We did some pothole patching, we placed the gen set outside on the pad. I did not want it in the bullpen anymore, so it didn't get damaged. And the update on that, Attorney Schober, myself, Jeff Goodman, have been working with Cummins to get a different switch put in there. That looks like late tomorrow, that should be a finality and get that thing taken care of. All the high winds we had in the last couple of weeks knocked the rope off the roller out here on the flagpole. Had Town of Vernon, Village of Vernon come in and put that back up for us. We had our yearly inspection of the salt shed, which we passed, but it's gonna need some help this year, for the next couple of years. Put some rough road signs in, on our solar, blinking beacons. We fabricated our own, stuff on those things to bring the solar panels up in more towards the sun. We were getting on the southbound one, we were getting a 30% reading in the morning. Now we're at 85%, so with the battery staying charged, it wasn't doing that before. So hopefully that's taken care of. Soft water for the DPW and fire department. I know when you guys wash trucks too, there's streaking and stuff, and we're getting it a lot in the toilets and in the sinks. So they're gonna get back to me with a price on some of this stuff. The box, the AT&T box on Edgewood Avenue, I think was just not being used. I think it's abandoned. Talked to AT&T several times. That lady called in and said it was open, didn't my kids get in it, so we went back and zip tied that thing shut with huge zip ties. Hopefully that's not gonna be an issue. We're on the final leg of doing the LED lighting in the fire department. That'll be the last we do, and everything in the village hall here has been converted to the LED stuff. Attended Waukesha County Public Works meeting this month and last month, and we just had one Wednesday. I know road posting for us has always been a thing that we do in the spring. Right now, there are no municipalities in Waukesha County that I know that are gonna post roads because there is no frost in the ground right now. So I sent that out to Jeff right after the meeting. We've been out 7 times, salting and plowing and doing the state stuff and doing our sidewalks. Also completed all the retrack recycling entries. That's kind of a long thing that goes with recycling the garbage to the waste that we get from trees, stuff like that. It's all accounted for. In that, I believe I sent to you and Warren a copy of the preliminary dividend from the county.
Yeah, that looks very good.
Okay, did I send it to you, Larry, too?
I think, didn't the whole board get that?
I don't know if I sent it to everybody, I just quick punched it out and sent it right away. It's preliminary, but 5,000 is less than no thousand.
Yeah.
And in the past, we had 10,000 that we were getting, and now we're, this thing, as I reported to you years before, the recycling program was on life support. It's finally come back a little bit now, so we'll take it. We got a bunch of trees that were down here that went down in the storm, and also some that we cut that we couldn't get into in the fall. We got out there, but we counted the frost down. We got some of that moved, warmed up quite rapidly. I'm not gonna put a machine out there right now to pick that stuff up. Also attended the Waukesha County MS4 Stormwater Management and Recycling Seminar, something I have to go to every year. So we're all up to date on all that stuff. Any questions, comments?
I know you said something about street signs or whatever, or address signs being stolen.
So, yeah,
Any problems with that?
I was on Henneberry when I was plowing, and when I got to the intersection, I turned to the right to look, and the street sign was gone. The Village of Vernon had 5 taken that same week, and I think I know I reported that stuff to you guys too. So it's, the problem over there is their police department is at the sheriff's department, and I just told them you need to get this information out. We're starting to find signs that we put on there that are extremely tight to get off. Stuff's been loosened up. I don't have to stand in the back of a pickup truck or what. I don't know if it's a game we're doing to see how many signs we can take, but I can tell you that the amount of money that we spend on signage in this small village is phenomenal. So it's something that we need to, be cognizant of. I want to thank Jeff too. He's got, we dedicated him as the baseball person in the village, and he's got the baseball diamonds taken up every day except, I think, except Sunday. Am I correct?
Sunday's taken.
Well, Sunday is taken?
We don't have we don't have everything signed, confirmed on Friday, Saturday. But if anybody knows any clubs that need it, I mean, you know, we're really filling that up, and it's great. You know, it helps us cover the cost of those ball diamonds.
One other thing also, we were talking about summertime help earlier today. One of the ladies on our Public Works Committee from the county, she got a list from everybody on what they're paying for summertime, part-time help, seasonal help. And if you look at that on there, we're high right now, where we are. But as you know, I've had hard time recruiting people for that. And they are now finding out that they're not able to hire these people at this kind of money. So there's going to be an adjustment on everybody's part, and it is what it is. We're going to need the help to get some of this stuff done.
How do we advertise for that, or what do we do?
Well, we got the board out here now, which I think will be good. And we got a new person that's doing our website. So that should bring things along a little bit, bring everything up to date. So it costs money to put the stuff on Indeed. And, you know, there's nobody coming from Kenosha to work here for $13, $14 an hour, part-time.
Do we ever talk to the colleges to put it out there, the high schools?
We have to be careful with high school kids, you know, don't get me wrong, but the only thing that can operate here is a lawnmower and a line trimmer.
Well, that's, we need somebody to do that.
We do, but there's many times we need to drive a pickup truck someplace too. So when I went through this with R&R Insurance on some of this stuff, the criteria was set down pretty stiff on what it could be. And everybody's starting to, you know, back off of that a little bit. I don't need cowboys to be running the equipment. I mean, each one of
There's
the
a lot of
tractors.
16-year-olds that take and, you know, cut golf courses, cut parks and all that kind of stuff. So,
We don't have, you know, they're gonna get 5 hours a day by the time you can get out and get some of this stuff cut. And our biggest thing obviously is the cemetery.
yeah,
So,
I'd take and try to pick up one or so.
well, we've got a couple in the wings right now, just gonna get some stuff finalized.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, John?
All right, we had 14 calls for the month. We met with the Police and Fire Commission for 2 applicants. One of the applicants moved out of the area and withdrew his application. The second was reviewed by the commission and approved. He is currently a certified firefighter enrolled in EMT class. We'll be getting him oriented over the next couple of months. We did not qualify this year for grant for new SCBA air packs for the department. However, we have been told that our packs are coming to the end of their life cycle and that we would qualify to apply in the next grant cycle. We are currently going to work on getting all of our information together, looking at options of different SCBA air packs. We continue to work on purchasing supplies from the Flex grant. Our power lift has come in and should be installed over the next month or so. We're just waiting for the cot to come in right now. We had to cancel our February 22nd community CPR class for friends and family due to the weather. We have rescheduled it for Thursday, March 9th, 2023, starting at 6 p.m. There is no charge for the class. We are advertising and people can register through our department email, and I believe also at the library, correct, Carla? And at the library. Assistant Chief Sonnenberg attended the Active Threat Integrated Response Conference, February 21st through the 23rd in Oshkosh. The conference provided a debrief on the Waukesha Parade incident and incident command response to the October 2017 Las Vegas Music Festival mass shooting. So he got a lot of information on that stuff. So any questions or concerns?
So, thank you, John.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carla.
I hope you all received a copy of the annual report. It made stages to review. I was very relieved to finish that for the year.
Was very good, and I know you spend a lot of time doing that, so.
Yeah, I have help, but this was the easiest year to do it because the accounting was so accurate. In the past, I've had a lot of trouble reconciling my personal accounting with village accounting, but Laura has kept me up to par. Also, I'm spending a lot of time scheduling programs right now, so I switched from that to becoming an entertainment planner. And I had some people walk in the library, which was really nice. A woman from a service dog organization is going to come here to a story time, and if that's well received, she's going to come this summer a couple times for kids to read to dogs. I don't know if you've heard about those programs. They're more for disabled or kids that need stress relief. So I'm going to advertise it as that. Also, an astronomer from the Retzker Nature Center has the Horwitz Planetarium there, and he works there, and he's going to come and do a program this summer, one for kids and one for adults, and it's the real deal. It's the IMAX theater film, but we're going to have to try to do it on our wall, and I'm real excited about it because he's coming and doing it for free, and that's a big discount for us. We have a Storytime group that's completely new, and that's really fun to see because these kids grow and they age, and then they go to kindergarten, and then we lose them all. So now we have new faces. We had a Valentine's card program and a food drive. We sent the cards and food to Lakeview Terrace Apartments in McWanago. We filled 4 boxes with food. I have a winter reading program going on, and the other thing I wanted to mention, we had 2 individuals call asking for volunteer hours. One was an adult, one was a father calling for a son. These were court-ordered community hours. And in the past, a couple of years ago, our library board wrote up a policy where we said we did not want to allow people to come into the library for court-ordered volunteer hours. So now we're going to look at that again. I had to tell these 2 people no. One of them was it was a anger management issue, and they didn't really want that person in the library because our librarians work alone, and I just didn't think that was real safe. So Attorney Schober, I'll be sending you an email just to ask, once we find what our village volunteer policy is, ask your opinion on it, and then I'll check to see what the other libraries in the area are doing.
That's fine.
We're also having a backyard chicken program that Karen Schnitzler is doing. She's a local resident and has raised chickens for years, and there's a lot of interest now because eggs are so expensive. So if any of you want to come, you're welcome to join that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Carl. Okay, I have nothing to add there. Except professional services.
We gotta wrap up.
Oh, I'm sorry, police department. Check. Sorry.
Forget about me already?
I guess since your boss said,
So we've had 1 fraud or ID theft, 1 disorderly conduct, 37 traffic stops, 35 traffic citations, 1 parking citation, 299 calls for service, 124 business, house, extra patrol checks, 5 traffic accidents, 9 EMS/fire department calls. There's some calls of note. Other items, let's see, we had 29 salvage inspections for February. So far this year, we've had 55, and revenue earned so far has been $4,600, $4,675. Assist other agencies was 4 hours and 47 minutes. National Night Out will be Thursday, August 10th. You guys are all welcome to come. I know Tracy came last year and helped us out, so. Oh, and as far as trying to recruit a couple more officers for part-time, we've posted twice so far. Once in January for 10 days. We had 2 applications, one of which wasn't qualified, hadn't been through the academy yet. The other one did not make it through the process. Posted again February 20th, and as of today, we have had 0 applications. part of the problem, I believe, is pay, because we're lower, significantly lower than most of the other agencies around here for part-time work, usually $3+ an hour lower. I mean, it is what it is, but just so that you guys are aware of how things are going right now. We're looking for officers that are more available for our weekend shifts, second shifts. All of the officers that we have now, pretty much all the officers that we have now part-time or full-time someplace else, so it's their availability. So we gotta work around their availability. Most of them are available during the day, not so much on Saturdays and weekends. Anybody have any questions?
You know, I bring this up the last 2, 3, 4 meetings. You have traffic stops at 37, 35 citations. And the reason I bring it up is I still think 164 is a raceway. Very much so is. Do most of those stops, are they, do you know if they're one officer or it's primarily doing those, or is everybody? I'm not talking revenue or nothing, I'm talking about slowing down the people on 164, because anybody that drives that knows it is getting dangerous.
Yeah, we try and balance because we get the complaints on 164, like you're saying. We also get a ton of complaints over in Edgewood, so we're trying to have people as much as we can in the
Yeah,
different.
where does the majority come from, 164 or Edgewood, or is
It
it kind of
depends.
50-50 or?
Yeah, I'd say probably 50-50. I personally try and split my time between the two, but I'm out there doing it. I know Scott, second shift officer, full-time, I know he does a lot on 164.
Yeah, I see him up there pretty good there. I did mention to the chief, just tell him thank you, he's doing well up there, and I see you regularly on Edgewood.
Yeah.
But, my concern is really safety up there, because, when I'm coming down that hill, and I'm trying to go right to go home up towards Artesian, and I have people pass me on the left, you have people turning into Blue Heron,
Mhm.
so I have people pass me on the right and the left, and it's very dangerous, and I can guarantee there's a good share that are not driving 35 miles an hour,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it wouldn't hurt if, I assume it's the state that are putting the speed limit signs, if they put it at the top of the hill instead of like halfway down the hill, would probably help a little bit, but yeah, they're definitely going too fast, and we try and do what we can
Yeah.
as far.
Well, and at the top of the hill, where it's 45, they're doing 55, 60,
55, 60, yeah.
65.
Yeah, and I've caught myself them going that fast up there, and, we're doing what we can as far as that, and like I said, we get complaints on 164. I also get a ton of complaints. I get people who come and complain to me all the time about Edgewood too, so those are our two biggest.
Well, I hope as you as an officer there that you stress that to the people that, we really have to concentrate on that.
Mhm.
Because it's just a matter of time before John and the guys have to go out for a major accident there.
Oh yeah, I agree. But yeah, I've been telling our guys, that these are the two main areas that we get complaints on, so.
They don't mind doing that, do they, as
No.
far as getting out of the vehicle and,
Nope, not at all. Oh, and, I mean, we used to, when we had 2 officers on second shift normally, full-timers, we were able to, to get twice as many people. We don't have that now, but, so we do with what we can.
From what I see is just that morning time and after work time. And I'm sure the rest of you do too, because you're driving that area too, during the.
Yeah, and we're trying to keep an eye on like the school too, because I know when I've had to fill in for crossing guard, I've almost been hit myself, and I'm not that small, and I got a vest on and everything like that, and I've almost been hit there.
Yeah,
So-
people their attitudes are changing bad,
Mhm. Yeah, it definitely hasn't improved over the last few years.
Yeah.
I've been here 6 years now, a little over 6 years, and people's driving has not gotten better.
No.
But we're doing what we can.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. And just, please concentrate on that safety part of that. So, yeah, thanks.
For sure.
You dropped your pen there.
Thanks, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, I really don't have much to report on. Eric kind of covered the Generac and the part about where our new part-time clerk is doing well on getting our website up to date, you know, I mean, that's gonna take some time too. Mike, do you have anything?
I think that the things I have are already listed on the agenda. Does the board and board members know what happened at the preceding planning commission meeting? Relative to the developers agreement on the Lake Park?
They probably don't, if you wanna cover that a little bit.
Okay. I don't know if the board members have followed this, if Tony was there. The question came up though about having a service organization. I think this was a hair salon type thing.
No, photography.
What?
Photography is the one that wanted to come in.
Oh, no, photography, yes. But it would involve customers coming to the site. And the question related to, the question involved wording the developers agreement, which was passed on to me and I answered it in a letter yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it, but essentially what it says is that based on the literal reading of that developers agreement, that I do not believe that the service type of business was anticipated. In part, that's just reading the words literally. And in part, it's based on what was said through the course of the development, including there's limited parking places available in that development. And that to allow one with 2 to 5 cars would just open up to everyone else. It'd be hard to say no to everybody else who might ask for that. So the planning commission decided, I think it was a unanimous vote, to interpret the developers agreement as it appears to be literally read, which results in the lady not being able to buy it and to move into it. But it does respect the wording of the agreement that can be used prospectively now to deal with any situations like that should they come up. So just a heads up that everyone knows what happened there.
Any questions for Mike on that?
That for the storage condos?
Oh, I'm sorry.
For the storage condos?
Yes,
Yeah.
in the Lake Park storage condo.
And we didn't want to open up the door for retail type businesses going in there.
Was it just for, like, family shoots and stuff like that, or was it just?
No, it's
What,
not.
like a studio?
Oh,
So,
It was a toughie because I feel that you'd like to help the lady out, but at the same time, it would set a precedent for the future. And the determination is it was made to follow the language of the agreement.
we didn't want to open that up for something later on and come up with, if we agreed to that, we'd have to open it up for service, or for retail operations, and they weren't meant to be that. You know. Kind of a good decision made to protect the village. Okay, let's go on to consideration and approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to dispense with reading of the minutes.
One second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And this is for the February 2nd minutes.
Underneath, number 3, reports on the front page on the fire department, just reported in the first sentence there is missing an O. Spelling. Under new business, number 7, new business, Part B. I think that you need to have motion carried in there at the end of it.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that passes. Okay. So, on the discussion, consideration, approval of bills in the amount of $52,292.96. I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that passes. Okay, going on to old business, resolution, chapter 9, sign resolution 2023-01. We discussed this and tabled it so it could be further reviewed by the engineers, and it came back fine, and so we need a motion to approve it, that resolution, and move forward. Sign it. I'll make the motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion, consideration, approval of disposition of fill site update and signed forms, and this is for the Cajun property. I think we finally brought that to an end, haven't we?
Yes, we finally did. I mean, it's been probably around for about 6 weeks. I asked if they put together a draft agreement, came to me, I had some comments on it, they made changes, they took one more set of discussions back and forth. Things like, and I don't know if you want to go into the detail here, but originally it was set up only as though the trust was a party, the Cajun trust was a party to it. But the agreement actually was with Mr. Cajun, who was personally liable, so we made sure that he was included since he was a party to the contract. There's a provision in here that the owners, being the Cajun Trust and Mr. Cajun personally, represented all of the work that was done on the site was the way it done it was done properly, that the village would have no future liability itself. They would indemnify us should there be any failure to properly perform. And this can be recorded, and it remains with the land. So the subsequent owners are also bound by the agreement. So that's the result of what we got. The agreement is satisfactory to us, and it has their signatures on it already. Authorize this at the board level, and then the board chair is able to sign it, and then it will get recorded. Have all the fees been paid, does anybody know?
Yes.
Did that done?
Yes.
The last one included the $40 recording fee, but that's all paid, Jeff, do you know?
I think it is, yeah, from what.
Okay, so if that's all paid, then if there's no questions or concerns, hopefully it can be approved now and we'll get this done.
So I believe we need a motion to approve this.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the disposition of the Cajun fill site.
I'll second it.
Are you a notary? Do I need to sign this? Okay.
No,
So I'll have to, okay,
I am,
you are? Okay.
I am.
Okay, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then it's just sign it, and then I will notarize it later,
Okay.
and then we're gonna get recorded. And we include the $40 recording fee in the last statement from this certification. So,
So you want just this or the whole thing?
yeah, I think that's it.
Here.
No, I'm gonna need the original of all the pages.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we move on to discussion, consideration, approval of termination of Harvest View subdivisions. I think that's all yours too, Mike.
Yes, not much is happening. We crossed it back at Harvest View folks, Town Realty, about a month ago. Actually, this started a couple months ago because neither their attorney nor any of ours had run into a situation with a recorded plat that now is going to be discontinued and a recorded development agreement. The development agreement is easy enough to work with because that could be reversed by mutual agreement of the parties, similar to what we did in the Cajun situation. But the recorded plat, that's something different. So we talked to the title company about it, and they had a way to do it. involved, and I'm not sure that I can even accurately describe it, but it's all setting up a survey map and undoing the survey map. So it's in the hands of the town folks. They have as greater interest in getting it done, so I guess we'll just keep pressing them and try to get it done. I don't know there's any great rush on our part to push it along, and they're the ones that benefit by getting the status of that property clarified.
So just no action, or?
No action.
Okay.
Sorry, no action necessary.
Okay. D, discussion, consideration, approval of Chapter 5 open burning. I would like to make a motion to table this. Commissioner Munzel has, or Trustee Munzel has pretty much headed this up, and I would like him to be able to be here for that.
We're gonna discuss it at public safety this coming Tuesday as well,
Okay, you guys.
because it was brought back to us from our last meeting.
Yeah, okay, good. So I'll make that motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then we move on to new business discussion, consideration of approval and modifying section number 4, DE soil testing and Ripplebrook East Development Agreement. And Mr. Seidler.
Hello. Basically, I spoke with Naomi about this, and she's in favor of it, and she's the one that suggested it. To make it more clear, I guess, even though like in section, D there, where in the developer's reality, where soil testing is done within each buildable area on all lots to demonstrate basements will not extend into the groundwater table, preferably with a 1-foot separation, okay? So with that being said, the one that we're referring to replace that with the one that mirrors the Waukesha County stormwater management and erosion control, where the basement floor surfaces shall be built 1 foot above the highest groundwater table elevation as documented and submitted by soil reports. But then on slope sites, basements may be allowed to be partially below the highest groundwater table only on the upslope side if they meet the Land Resource Division drainage system standards for design, discharge, engineering oversights, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, an engineer comes up with a plan that designs the foundation can be set into the high water mark. And it's for a lot of high water marks, or seasonally high water marks. They follow the contour of the land. So if you're on a slope property, and this is the land, and this is the high water mark on the slope, it'll follow the slope many times. And because it's following the slope, like in that picture that Tony has of the house, basically, if this is the contour on a slope property, and it's also the high water mark, part of the foundation can be in the high water mark, or seasonal high groundwater, and part can be out of it. So that on the low slope side, you're 1 foot above the seasonal high groundwater, and then the engineered system where the house would have the drain tile that surrounds the footings out to daylight, which means that the drain tile around the foundation, the drain tile would run out to daylight or to grade. So, and in essence, what happens is the sump pumps in everything. And it's really more, she's looking for a strong clarification.
You say, I think I'm missing part of that.
It was in your time packet.
Missing what?
It was in the,
I have it, yeah.
I had this, I'm not sure I had the other part. Your written part.
And what I said?
Yeah.
You
Should be a drawing on one page.
No,
I do have a
it's
drawing.
this one. It's this.
I don't, yeah.
You can have mine if you need it, so.
What is this? I think this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the old, that's the old language on E, and this would be the new one.
What does that LDR, LRD system, what is that?
Land Resource Division of Waukesha.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's just a remote credit.
So are we gonna change that
So I'm asking,
wording
asking for a modification.
for the whole development or just this lot?
It would be a little, it would be, I mean, right now I can do it anyways, because it says whenever possible in the developer's agreement, but she would like it clarified stronger with this new language.
Any comments? Anybody have a issue at all?
Well, I guess my only question is, since Naomi is not here, do we have any verification from her that, just the
I believe we
her,
do, yeah.
her portion of it?
Mhm.
Okay.
No, you could pass it conditionally upon Naomi confirming that she has no problems with it.
I mean, she's approved, I mean, I talked to her and she approved the plan, you
I'm
know.
quite certain she is, I just,
Yeah, you just wanna make sure.
yeah,
I
there's
get
just
it.
no documentation with it.
Something that,
I mean, if you wanna wait another month, I mean, it doesn't matter. I
Is
mean,
this one of the
plan.
places that you broke ground, or no? That would be,
It's about to, that's the first house.
this is the first house, so it
Yeah.
would be affected.
Yes, but pretty much almost all houses will be like this,
Okay.
because it is such a slope.
How long do you have until you would be digging, like where it would become?
He wants to dig this one, I think, next week or the week after,
Okay.
but he can dig it anyway, so.
Like Mike said, I think we can pass it
Yeah.
and just verify it.
I think so too. This is, I've seen this before.
She's recommended to pass it anyhow, so
Yeah.
you just gotta move forward with it.
Yeah, and she's suggesting too that, if you don't already have, because we even looked together, like in the, your ordinances, in the development section as well as the stormwater section, and we couldn't find any reference to 1 foot separation from the high water mark.
well, I think historically it was 2 feet. Historically it was 2 feet, I think, and then the county changed it to 1 foot.
Yes,
And I think that's where we got our.
right, and you just kind of mirrored there.
Right, and now the county's apparently changed their ordinance to allow a different type of system if it's on a slope. Or a different.
Right,
type of-
right, or they allow engineered foundation systems to be in,
Yeah, I mean, I would be.
because a lot of it is soil, you know.
If the board approves it, I don't have any problem with that, we're just following what the county does, and the county is the one that
Right.
administers. No, I shouldn't say that, they do the sanitary stuff. But,
It is the sanitarians that review it, so.
but this is the distance between the floor level and the seasonal high ground level.
Correct.
The basement.
The basement floor, correct.
Right, right. So if you see fit to approve it, I guess you might not, then just make a condition upon Naomi in writing confirming that her
That's, yeah.
concurrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this before too, and really it's not that much of a difference
No,
between
it
what we
isn't.
have to
No,
what
it
this
isn't.
is. I'll make a motion to approve the modification of section 4D E for the soil testing in Ripplebrook East developers agreement contingent upon the verification email from Naomi Roush, our engineer.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mike, do you want to do the modification?
Could you do it?
I'm just
If
asking.
you could have your council do it, it would just help us. because
That's fine.
We're busy.
That's- Okay,
Okay, yeah, knock something out and we'll take a quick look at it.
okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve, for getting that clarified.
Where, just for curiosity, where's that first house at?
First house,
Like this one you're talking about?
it's a lot 11, so you know, there's the main cul-de-sac that comes in,
Uh-huh.
then there's a second cul-de-sac that goes west,
Okay,
there's a corner lot,
okay,
it's the next one in.
okay. On
And
the east.
it's actually, it is, and they could move the house back further and have it exposed, but they don't want an exposure. Some people like full exposures, and others don't. They don't want a full exposure. So they don't, otherwise they'd have to stick the house like 4 feet out the road. It looks, when you're already top of the hill, another 4 feet up,
Yeah,
it's not safe, you know.
right.
Steve, what's the average house cost going to be there, just out of curiosity?
Like, today, all the developers, I mean, the builders that I talk to, it's home and lot, 400,000 up, 400,000 up, and
It depends on
I
like siding,
bet-
LP, shingles, everything.
I bet there's 600,000, I bet when they're done, or, you know, it's 2,200 square foot ranch. And the next house that's coming by design, I bet that will be a $750,000 ranch. Just because of the cost that are in there. I mean, like I talked to my developers, you know, buddies, and we've got our club, you know, so, you know, we meet, you know, every 2 months, and we talk to, and, let's see, like Mike Ferrick, he's like, you know, the costs are $900 a running foot, you know, for the roads, the asphalt, the curb, the gutter, the sewer, the water, the storm. And that's not gas, electric, or engineering, or,
Holy cow, that's
yeah, you know, so we're talking, you know, 100 feet, that's, you know, $80,000. You divide that by 2, you know, that's, might be $40,000 a lot, depending upon the road width of the lot. And a lot of the guys are telling me, they're telling me I'm selling it too cheap. In all honesty, that's what they're telling me. I said, I don't care, that's the price on that, I can live with it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of the new stuff is 155 and up. So, just for the vacant lot. So, it's gonna be sticker shock for lots of people.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, doesn't look like we have any correspondence, public comments. Doesn't look like we have any public comments. And Mike, you're up?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And we are out. Thank you, everybody.